It's Hayley at Craft Yourself Silly, and we are doing another stitch of the week, and this week it is a couching stitch. So what I've got here are a couple of examples just to show you. So the couching is where you've got a piece of thread laid on the bottom. It can be thread, it can be cord, it can be anything, it could be ribbon, it could be something much thicker. It's generally a round thread though. And then you are putting the odd stitch across. It can sometimes be in a different colour, sometimes in the same colour, it's entirely up to you, just to secure that in place. So it's great for borders, great for outlines, and you can see once you've got the hang of it, you can do it as a fill stitch as well, so you can create some quite nice effects. So if I show the other sample that I've got here as well, again, done exactly the same technique. It's a single line of thread, little threads over the top just to hold it in position, and then at the top there you can see there's a little beetle that's been done with exactly that same technique. It's lines of stitching and then thinner stitches over the top. Now I would normally recommend using a thinner thread over the top than you are using as your base thread. However, for the purposes of the video, just to make it really clear, we're going with the same size 6 strands on both. So this is going to be my base thread that we're going to cover. So all I need to do is bring that up to the front, and that's it. So I would normally have something drawn on there that I'm trying to follow, but for the ease of this, we are just going to go with a straight line. My contrasting thread that I've got, which would normally be a 2-stranded thread, we're using 6 just to make this a little easier to see. You're just going to bring up, loop over the top, and then take back down in more or less the same position. Maybe a strand different, but not miles out. And don't pull it too tight, because if you pull it too tight, you'll pull it through. So let's pop that back up. You just want to kind of continue following a path and just keep your couching stitches spaced nice and evenly. Now we showed a tip in the running stitch video, which is really good for this, and that's just put 2 little marks on your finger with your thumb there, so every time you move it along you can line it up with the first mark and then put your stitch in the second one, and that'll give you a really good way of keeping nice and even stitches. That's all there is to it. Now you can do this, as I said, with different threads, with things that are a little bit thicker, with stuff that's a little bit more interesting, but it's a nice way to add a little bit of an interest and something different to an outline or a border. So it is as simple as that. This is completely secure. Once you've finished, once you've got round to your last point, you actually just take that thread back through to the back of the fabric, and that is your couching stitch. So if you would like to know any more about any of our other stitches that we show you on Stitch of the Week, you can find all the videos on YouTube, and if you head to our website Craft Yourself Silly, you can find the Cording and Couching Stitch-onary, which will show you all of the different techniques in there.